So today we're going to have a look at the role of enzymes in digestion. We've already looked at the digestive system and we know that there's lots of parts to it, but the really important idea is that the digestive system is basically a very, very long tube, and running next to, very close to the digestive system, is the bloodstream. And the whole idea of enzymes in digestion is to be able to get the food molecules that we eat from the digestive system into the bloodstream. Once those food molecules are in the bloodstream, they can then be taken throughout the whole body. Now, the food molecules that come into the digestive system are very long molecules. They're actually called polymers, and I'm going to show that here with circles that are joined together, and this is actually we're going to use to represent a carbohydrate molecule. Now, these very large molecules can't pass between the digestive system and the bloodstream because there's only very small gaps for the food molecules to be able to get through. So the digestive system has chemicals called enzymes. You'll learn later that these enzymes are biological catalysts, and they act sort of like chemical scissors and break the long food molecules into smaller molecules. These much smaller molecules can pass into the bloodstream, and when they're in the bloodstream, those small food molecules are going to be taken all around the body to every single cell in the body where they are needed. So if I just summarize that quickly, the digestive system, we have a long tube in the body which is surrounded by small blood vessels. The food that we eat contains long food molecules called polymers, and these are broken up by enzymes into smaller food molecules which can pass through the gaps in the digestive system into the bloodstream. There are three types of enzyme that we need to know about. The first are called carbohydrases, and there's actually a particular example that we need to know, which is called amylase. Carbohydrases break up long carbohydrate molecules such as starch into small food molecules, in this case called glucose. Now, the enzymes that carry this out, in this case, is called amylase, and amylase is a type of carbohydrate. It would be okay for us to use either the word carbohydrate or amylase in this case. The second type of food molecule that's broken up are proteins, and they are broken up by proteases. Proteins are long food molecules that are actually made up of some different, slightly different shaped molecules. There's about 20 of them that occur in the human body. So this is a diagram that represents a protein or some proteins, and those proteins are broken up by proteases into small molecules called amino acids. Our last food molecule and enzyme that breaks it up are fats, and the proper name for fats is a lipid. Therefore, the enzyme that breaks up fats is called or are called lipases. Now, fats are made of two units. So this represents a fat molecule, and the biological name for a fat molecule is a lipid, and lipids are broken up by a lipase enzyme into two smaller food molecules. The first one is called glycerol, and the second one is called fatty acids. So I'm just going to summarise through those again for you. Starch is a long food molecule that is broken up by the enzyme called amylase into glucose. Proteins are long food molecules, or food polymers, that are broken up by proteases into amino acids. And fats, and its proper name lipids, are broken up into fatty acids and glycerol by the enzyme lipase. There is a connection between these, the name of the enzymes, and that is the enzyme's name ends in ase, ASE. So that's why we've got carbohydrates. The ASE means that this enzyme breaks up carbohydrates. And then we've also got amylase, protease, and lipase. So what you can do now is look over the information here, write it down into your books, and then there's going to be some questions for you to have a look at. So I'm going to leave the first part of the text here for a moment. If you want to pause this, and then I'm going to put the bottom part, which I need to zoom out for slightly, here, so that you are able to pause this screen and write any of these down.